Yo, what's up, dudes? What's up? So today, I thought we could look at some new software. That's why I'm facing this way and using this cam, because I have new software. Ta-da! Right there. This is STL AmpHub. So they reached out to me and they're like, hey, we would love if you checked out our software. You know, you do the software thing. We have software. I was like, okay. What do you got? And they have really two main products for the guitar. AmpHub and ToneHub. And they were like, what are you thinking? So I checked them out. ToneHub is like a collection of presets, and they're made by producers and artists and all this stuff. But AmpHub, you know, as you can see, has the amps, you know, and you know, the effects, and you know, the cabs, you know, and you can mess with it, and you can create your own patches from scratch. So I thought a good way to just go through the software would be to create a patch, and I actually have created already a whole bunch of patches. Here, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 patches so far. These patches I will give to STL, and they will include it in the next update. So they don't have a like an online cloud service right now. But they do update the product every month. Every single month you get a new update. In fact, now that I'm thinking about that, we should just talk about that for you know, a quick second. So the one thing that I really, you know, kind of drew me to AmpHub is that it's a subscription service. It's $10 a month. And for $10 a month you get like every effect, every amp, every cab, you know, every effect, you know, pretty much the whole, anything that they offer is you know, it's part of the AmpHub subscription service, $10 a month, which I think is actually pretty low, because if you think about it, you'd have to go quite a while before you'd catch up to the retail price of a lot of packages out there, right? Even on its best day, most packages are like $150 to $200. So, you know, that's 15 to 20 months worth of use, and if whatever reason you don't like it, you can always cancel it. So I thought it was a good way to sort of like dip your toe into the software thing. Like if you're saying, you know, do I want to get into the whole software? Careful. It can be addicting. But, you know, without having to lay out $150 to $200 on non-returnable software, that's pretty much how the software industry works, you could get a subscription to AmpHub. I think they also have a purchase program, but I don't know much about it. But I think if you're in love with a component and you really want to own it, they actually will sell you the components, but I don't know the cost, and it's hard to look at the monthly cost versus the cost per components without knowing the cost per component, so I can't really talk about that. Let's just take a quick look at the interface here. So you've got, this is your audio I/O up here in the upper left corner. This is setting all the specs for your audio. Make sure you have two outputs if you want to hear it in stereo. And there's your presets, and you can go back and forth. You can go to the next preset or the prior preset. Over here is the routing. I have this almost always set to mono stereo because I have a mono input and I want a stereo output. So that's how I set it. If I was running a keyboard into this and I had a stereo input, then I might run it full on stereo. If I was going out to some sort of a mono speaker, then I might run just mono all the way through. But for my particular setup, which is a set of stereo headphones and a mono guitar going in, mono stereo is the routing that I used pretty much all the time for every single one of my patches. You got the help here. You can't see it, but it just brought up a help guide on another screen in a PDF form. I'm closing that out. Down here are the amps. On the left is your input. You can see on the left-hand side the your input there. Here's a gate, and if we turn that, you can hear it a little bit. And there goes away. A tuner. Looks like I'm a little flat, but we won't tune up right now. If you want, you can mute while you tune, if that's what you would prefer. And you can write in here what you want for the hertz if you're not into 440. I'm a 440 guy. I'm just sticking it right there, and there you go. Next up after that is your pedal section. Now, if I click this again, I just turned the whole pedal section off. There's only one pedal in there. But if I click it again, if there were a bunch of pedals in there, and there's 3 slots, if there was another pedal in there, they would all turn off, right? Same with the amp. If I go to the amp, if I click it again, there's no amp. But you can hear that little preamp giving you a little distorted sound. There's the amp. Same with the speakers. Now, if you'll notice on the speakers, it's actually 2 speakers, and there's a slider. This can be used in very interesting ways. We'll talk about that when we get to this section. We'll create a patch, and I'll go over everything as I create a patch. And then the last thing is the effects. Right, that's your output. All right, and then your output here and your output meter. It's really not that complicated a piece of software, but it can be pretty deep if you want to get into like all the little parameters that can go along with it. So let's go back to here. Say I want to create a new patch. I could just start with this one, and I could go up here and say new preset. You want me to give it a name. Let's call this new tube patch. Right? Oop. We can correct that really quickly. Right? It's not YouTube, it's NewTube. NewTube patch, right? And we click OK. All that did was rename this and create a copy of it. So if I go up here, and I think that was Rock Verb. It's the same patch, right? And then I can start to make decisions. So the first thing I might do is I'll certainly turn this off, right? But I'll go here and I'll pick out an amp. So there's a whole bunch. There's a Brit 245, a dual rec, a Phoenix bass. That's basically, like a bassman. The Frantic Cobra, Meridian Class 30, the Brit J800, the Eagle Power 4, the Phoenix Brown Combo, the Ignite Amps Emissary, the Origin Rocker, the Brit Plex, the Eddy 5153, the Frantic Draken, or whatever, Drachen? Help me out, people. The Ignite Amps, NRRX, and, of course, the Solstice Solo. Let's take a look at each one of these. Ready? That's the Brit. I think it sounds pretty good. If I wanted to, I could go over to the other input. I can go back to this one. If I keep clicking the same input, I get various routing options. Click it again. Click it a third time. we're back to the beginning. Same with 2. Click it again. Click it a third time. And then back one more time. All right, so it's pretty cool how they handle the routing. Notice they don't have that here on the dual rec. This has a clean. Is that on? No. Why is it? No. There it is. Because it was set to push. And then there's spongy and bold. And then you can hear the difference there. That has no effect because it's on this channel. Vintage and modern gets much louder on modern. Maybe it emulates a higher wattage. Which means more headroom. So yeah, so I guess if I wanted it super clean, I'd hit it to modern, hit it to clean. Yeah, and keep it down here. Keep it bold because that's tighter than the spongy. Bring the gain down and the master up. Yeah. See, it's knowing how to tweak these controls a little bit that really gets you, your most mileage out of these amps. Let's check out the bass. And much like that Marshall clone, the Fender clone has the same. The same feature. It sounds great. I'd say all the amp models are pretty awesome. Let's keep going. Oh, hit the same one. Again, they have a lot of these. This is on clean. Where's my clean? All the way to the left. I could change it to crunch. You gotta be careful on the volume. Because you don't want to overdrive components later down the chain, right? That does become it's unwanted distortion. It's sort of like inline distortion. So you gotta keep an eye on that. But that sounds fine. And then, of course, the lead. Feel like I'm a little out. All right. That's the Cobra. Another one of these wonderful warm Fender amps that they have here. Wonderful bass response. We'll just go through all the amps real quick. The Brit. And then, of course, if I went over here and turned my preamp. Right, so you can get even more variation in tone just by adding some of these, effects up front here. But let's continue with the amps. That's the J800 Eagle Power. Let's go to the that feels like it should be in an overdrive mode, right? Where's my switch? There? No. There it is. It's begging more for like a detuned, chugga chugga. With the chugs and the chugs. All right, let's that is a clean channel. That again, and remember, any one of these amps, and we can try that. You can run it in the clean mode, and then just stick any one of the distortion boxes or preamps or overdrive pedals in front of it, and we'll go through all of those as well. Let's see here. Where were we? We're at Eagle Power. That means this is. Yeah, again, a little bit different with the input. So I still have the turn that off. And if you really want to keep this clean, you could always just add a compressor in the front to give you a little bit more volume without necessarily being a gain. Right? Let me just get rid of that. All right, back here. Of course, this thing. If you're into the chugs, I don't think I have the right strings for that amp, but I did use this in one of my patches. It actually can get a pretty good 80s metal tone. Let's go. Origin. That sort of edge of breakup. Now, let me just go back to that yeah, just a single input. So you're not going to get those input selections, unlike the multiple input amps. All right, let's go. And some amps are just louder than others. Of course, a 5150 style. They call it the 5153, and you can hear the bass on that, huh? On something like that, I might be going in here and finding a cab that matches it better. You know what I'm saying? Versus, which is a little woofy. Again, matching this all up makes a big difference in what the final product is going to be. But I could go here, go to the. This is the clean channel on this amp, and let's see if I go here. I think it's here. Yeah, I think that's the push channel, and then that's the heavy. I have a patch I made with this amp as well. Again, a ton of knobs, lots. Same with these. Lots of options. Triple channel. Sure, I'm in tune here. Where are we? Do. I mean, they all can be tweaked quite a bit and get to, some really decent sounds in pretty much every one of the models. There's not a crap model in the whole list. Was that the NRX6? I think, yeah. This is the last one. Clearly a Soldano. A warmer. So I'm going to just grab I'm actually going to get a clean amp. Just because I want to show off the preamps a little bit. And to do that, I think the clean amp will work the best. So let's just, which clean? Which one do I like? I don't want one that's going to overdrive with the input. I need a real clean amp. There you go. One of their cleanest amps. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And that's on the humbucker too, I think. that's on the humbucker. I'm going to bring the gain down here. All right, super clean, right? Let's go to the preamps. Now, I have one here. I can work the gain, volume, treble, bass. Right? If you click it, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. You can get a compressor. Well, what if you want the compressor here? Maybe you want the compressor at the start. You can't just drag it over. That was frustrating to figure out, but what you do is you just click this little arrow here, and then all the rest light up. Click the one you just clicked, right, is not lit up. The other ones are. You click the one you want it to go to. So I could click this. This is the one I'm activating, and that's where I'm sending it. You see that with these little arrows? Right? Give it a click. Click it where I want to go. I could go here. They have a bunch of other stuff I could add. All right. So let's just take a look at each one of the items. Obviously, they have compressors. I mean, what is that? A Boss, right? It pretty much looks like what is it? The DS1, right? An 8-band EQ. The Maxon. They actually have the Maxon and the Ibanez, which is, I thought, pretty cool, right? Let me turn the compressor off. Right? It's almost like a crate. That is a straight up. This works really well with the amps that are designed to overdrive on the input channel, right? This is a clean amp. This is not meant for that, right? It just went up in volume. So this isn't the right choice for the amp I have right now, but it will work with, say, one of those Fender Bassman amps or any one of those like Tweed simulated ones. They're really meant to take that input volume and do something different with it depending on how loud it is. Of course, there's an HM. Actually sounds pretty good. Next up, we have we just make sure the level. Again, just a whole bunch of different overdrives. I think this is new for this month. And again, it stays. It's not like at the end of the month, the new items that came in for the month go away. It's just that they feel like if you have a subscription, then what good... you're either paying it off. It's really a payoff plan if the product doesn't change. So to be a quote-unquote subscription, I'm hoping that there's going to be, much like you would if you had a magazine subscription, new content every month. And so that's what they do. They give you new content every month. And I'm pretty sure this is for this month, but I could be wrong. Graphic EQ. There's the max drive. I clicked the wrong one. There's an MXR Distortion Plus. You got to get a distorted. You can get a pretty good Randy sound. You get the Distortion Plus going in front of like one of those Marshalls, and it's pretty good. What else do we have here? This is the one I've been using. The Tease preamp. I like the tone of it. And then the overdrive, Boss Overdrive. I think did I skip something? I think I did. Yeah, I skipped over. Oh, sorry. Skipped over the T9. Then it's the Distortion Plus. Then it's the preamp. Then it's like the, what's that, the OD1? This is one of those that it's like really a clean boost preamp up front. Works much better with the Fender style amps than this amp, which is meant to come hell or high water, stay clean. This is a... I actually really love this preamp. It's not... It's not the strongest preamp, but it really gives you a wonderful, warm distortion. And then the last one is like a rat, which can get full on fuzzy. That's probably the closest they have right now to a fuzz pedal. All right, pretty cool. All right, so that's all of the effects pedals, right? Those are all the effects pedals you can put on it. Let's get to the cabs. The cabs are... It took me a little bit to figure it out, but once you do... So there's a slider up here. See, I just moved between two different cabs. So that's a 4x12 Origin. And that's a 4x12 Brit. All right. And I can go anywhere in between. And get both of them. What I've been doing is leaning more towards one or another. And then sometimes doing an inverse and the other. And then if you move to the center, you lose your audio until you get all the way to the other side. But in the center is where you lose the most because it's canceling out a lot of frequencies. So you just let it cancel out a few frequencies, and it can be exactly what you want sometimes, right? And then each one of the speakers has all kinds of... Let's just focus on maybe this one on the left here. You have the mic. Gets brighter. Duller at the edge. Brighter in the center. Brighter straight on. Duller to an angle. And then the distance depends on how much brightness there is in attack. And then the bass, right? High frequency filter, high pass filter, low pass filter, and then resonance. I'm going to switch to, you'll hear it better with this. People say, why don't you play guitars clean more? Because with distortion, you hear more of the frequencies are actually accentuated more than even on clean. Clean, it's hard to discern the difference sometimes, but with distortion, you can't miss it. I get a little bit more focused, especially if I bring the brighter, progressively darker. And then if I don't like it, I can try the other speaker. Maybe I think that's too much in the mids. I can invert one and then right, so there's so many things you can do. All right. And there's a whole bunch of cabs and they add more every month. Well, they add new components every month, not necessarily cabs. Maybe be careful on that. I don't know for sure, but they should. Put me down as new cabs every month. All right. And then the last thing here is the effects. All right. And if I click the effects again, it's dead. The effects, let me just move that there and this to here. And then we can add like... Now, one thing you'll notice with this, so let me turn the chorus off. Hear how the delay is stereo, right? Watch what happens when I turn the chorus on. It's coming down the middle now. Watch what happens when I switch places with the chorus. Placement matters, right? So if you want it to ping pong, you have to make sure you have the delay first to accept the mono signal and make it stereo, and then it will stay stereo for the rest, right? Right, with the ping pong. But it doesn't seem to work. It's almost like once it goes through the chorus, it's transformed into a mono signal. So that's just something to keep, your eye on, because I was like, oh, I lost my ping pong, but as soon as I switched places, it came back. So placement matters. It's just a matter of experimentation. With the chorus, this is what you would sound like if you ran through a chorus in front of the amp. Because there really is no mix knob. Right? The level on the chorus is no chorus, half chorus, and half direct, and full chorus. But that's probably correct as to what you would really use, how you would use a chorus, right? It's almost always. I brought it back a little bit just to temper it just a hair. Let's go from there. You got a phaser. Again. There you're hearing all of the phaser. here it's a 50-50 mix with the guitar, and then here it is completely cut out of the signal. I really like the sound of the phaser. And if it's too much, bring the speed down, bring the depth down, or maybe up. I really like that. All right, for the sake of science, let's continue. 10-band EQ. Another digital delay. You can have all delays if you want. Another reverb. You could have all reverbs if you want. Parametric EQ. Digital flanger. Digital tremolo. And then this, I could switch. Let's get this to a... There you go. Great sounding stuff. That wasn't even the Fender amp. Let's keep going here. One more item. Another studio compressor. So let's... I think I like that. Either the tremolo, I kind of like that. The phaser. So let's do this. Yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm keeping that. So to store it, to finally finish it, I can go down here and just say under current preset, save. All right. Now my preset is saved. And new tube patch doesn't quite do this. Let's call this, we need to give it a better name. So I can go down to the current preset and say rename. And we can call this like we'll call it Modern Psycho because it's a little modern with this amp, and it's a little psychedelic with the phaser. And there you go. I'll click OK, and there you're done. I think we've said it all. If you want Modern Psycho or any of my other patches, it will come out. So Slow Phase, Rock Forever, Original Trem, La Tigre, Blues Teal, Far Ari, Kitchen Sink. That literally has everything. 80s Rec Creation. That's an 80s tone that I use the dual rec for. Magnum DI. Crunchy Slap, Godzilla, which is to do the patch from Godzilla, and of course Old Dirty Trem. That's a play on Old Dirty Boston, and Modern Psycho, which is the one we just did. Wait, let me go back to full screen here. Where am I? There I am. All right, I'm back. All right, dudes, well, there you have it. I will leave a link in the description for STL Tones. Thanks to them for sponsoring this video. And there you go, $10 a month. Give them a check out and see what you think. And there you have it. I personally really dig it. I think it's one of the better sounding pieces of software I've had through here. And that's saying something because I've had some pretty good software lately. All right. Well, there you go. As always, thanks so much for hanging out. Rock on.